You're now watching Haunt Talk with your host Scott from Exploring Attractions and Rob from The Howling Hour, home for all things scary and spooky related.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Haunt Talk. My name is Scott from Exploring Attractions.
And I am Rob from The Howling Hour.
And today we are live in person. Believe it or not, we're in the same room.
Yes, we are.
So yeah, first live
He's right
episode,
over there.
I
He's
guess.
right over there.
I know. First live episode. It feels like we have our own setup and everything now.
Yeah.
In reality, it's just Rob's freaking room.
Technically, it's Robin's craft room. But,
exactly. Yeah. But it's your setup.
Yes,
you know?
this is.
It's a shared thing.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get married. You got to share everything. So benefits of that is
looking around.
She's sharing.
Looking around, it definitely looks a lot more like yours. But you know,
I did take over.
But yeah, we actually had a day off together for once, which rarely happens.
Yes.
So we figured, why not film something? And we're going to do a two-parter today. So today's episode, which you're seeing now, is either the second one or the first one, depending on when they come out. But in today's episode, we are talking about Halloween Horror Nights, all the latest and greatest updates as far as what has come out, because a lot has come out recently.
Yes.
More importantly, this week is the Terrifier announcement.
Which is terrifying.
And we don't know, if anything is getting announced anymore, by the filming of this video / when it comes out. So just bear with us. The date is July...
It's the 11th.
July 11th.
Yeah.
And then whatever comes out after that is... we don't know. So that is our update today. But I just got back from the parks. We'll talk fresh about Terrifier. Give me your thoughts on Terrifier, Rob. Everybody's so excited about it.
And I am too. One thing I am excited about, it's a brand new face to Horror Nights, a new house, and like I've told you before, kind of Scream and Ghostface was my not introduction to horror, but that's my slasher icon is Ghostface. So, and I know with Terrifier, I feel like it was not too long ago that Terrifier kind of jumped on the scene and has just had a just kind of a snowball effect with fans. People just love the Terrifier franchise. They love Art the Clown. Right. So it is really cool to see something that a lot of people have been wanting for a while to come to the event. And I do like the fact that it is a fresh face. And this isn't a negative thing, but one thing I will say that I'm just kind of all right, what are we in for is kind of what we've heard is it's going to be if not the goriest house, it's going to be very gory. So, that comes with smells and just imagery that's just going to be brutal. So that's one thing where I'm just all right, let's buckle up for this. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah, that's the thing is I've kind of put out there and obviously I've talked to you about it, but
right.
For me, I really like the idea of Art the Clown more than the actual gore aspect. Now, you just got done talking to me about how you've only watched Terrifier 1.
Right.
So you were shocked when I said there was more storyline to Terrifier 2.
Yes.
And Terrifier 3, which I could see if you just watch the first one, you can be oh yeah, there really is no storyline at all,
right.
Because there isn't. It's just Art the Clown killing these girls in a warehouse, essentially.
Right. And
they really dive deep into following the different characters and whatnot in 2 and 3. Now, from what Damien has been hinting on Twitter and whatnot, in 4 they go into Art's backstory.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting because they really don't go into Art's backstory in 2 or 3. But that'll be interesting to see. I am excited for it. I like Art the Clown. I just am not the biggest fan of the actual movie just because of the gore aspect.
Right.
But I do see this being one of the most popular houses at HHN this year. I definitely think that this will be head-to-head with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
Because Five Nights at Freddy's in the soundstage, it always is a long wait regardless. That soundstage house is always a long wait. So,
right.
With Five Nights at Freddy's potentially being in there, they haven't... I just wish they'd come out and say that it was a house already. But, with it being in the soundstage, I think it'll also still be just as popular, and that property is just as huge. So, Terrifier, am I excited for it? Yes. Is it at the top of my list? Probably not. It'll probably be closer to the bottom of my list just because of my love for the other properties that have already been announced and the
Right.
original. However, I do think it's cool that it really adds that strong punch horror aspect back
Right.
to the event that people have been claiming has been missing, which I don't think it's been missing.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just not been as overwhelmingly on the lineup as it has in years prior.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think I mean, I obviously I'm hearing what other people are saying, you know, just the community as far as like the gore and like just the scariness of the event, and I feel like it's been there, maybe not like every house you go into, but I mean there have been years where I feel like Exorcist Believer was I feel like just certain scenes were kind of gory, even with the Texas Chainsaw house that they had, I believe it was last year.
Yeah.
That had a lot of gore in it. You know, maybe not all the houses were super gory, but you gotta think too, like, you know, they're gonna market to different people. So, and art is definitely, the Terrifier house is definitely going to be for those people who are going looking for that gore element, and you know, or that's like a high priority for them, is to be like, oh, I want to see something, you know, disgusting or brutal. So, you know, a little bit for everyone.
Yeah, and I think that, like, with me, I've always said, like, you can't really put a roof or enclosed horror into like a bubble,
Right.
because you have stuff like Fallout that's coming this year, which isn't really horror, but they're gonna do a great job with it.
Oh, for sure.
You know, with some other examples in the past, Ghostbusters really wasn't horror, but they're able to do it. And so I don't want to put a cap on the fact of like, oh, just because I'm not the biggest fan of how gory it's going to be, not to say that someone else isn't going to enjoy it, because there will be
Right.
plenty of people who will enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm just not going to enjoy it as much as some of the other properties announced.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you.
And I think that's what makes Horror Nights great, is because there's something for everybody, you
Yes.
know? Today I was out at Universal and I got a first shot at the facade now uncovered, and it looks like they're well, Murdy described it as like a shadow box effect, to where
Okay.
the Terrifier text is like cut out on the facade, and they're gonna have the lighting like flashing on and off just like from the movies on the Funhouse facade. So that's pretty cool to see. I thought that they would have had a lot more paint done with it, but I guess it's a pretty easy facade as far as just like painting it
Well,
goes, you know?
I mean, I think not so much they had to make this announcement. Like, I think for them to work on that facade, they had to kind of announce it for them to start really working on it. Because once they took the tarp down, I mean, you before they even took the tarp down, like we had an idea what it was going to be. But yeah, no, I think for them to really work on the facade and do what they got to do, they had to, you know, make some kind of announcement about it.
Yeah,
So.
people clocked that immediately, like that.
Yeah.
That
Like the shape of it and everything.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was like spot on. So
Yeah.
obviously, like then the tarp went up, and we obviously know what happened now. Now it's officially announced. So yeah, that's Terrifier.
Yep.
That's kind of my thoughts on it. Unless you have any more.
No, I'm just excited to come in something new, something fresh. So
Yeah. And shout out to Damien Leone, who's the creator of Terrifier. He quote tweeted my construction photo. So that was pretty freaking cool.
that is cool. Very cool. Well, you were out there getting, I mean, you went to your spot, you got that shot, and really was like, you know, I was talking to you on the phone, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to this spot, and you know, very cool just to kind of like hear you talk about it and stuff, and the fact that like the people involved with the movie and the house, you know, kind of like sharing, you know, your hard work for that. So that was really cool.
Yeah,
to
it was
see.
awesome to see.
Yeah.
But one of the we've kind of run down the lineup right now. Oh, we kind of
don't
as
do
I
that.
drop the phone.
You drop your phone.
I think it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
That's not broken.
We're all good. Okay,
It's
yeah, we're
carpet.
good.
It's carpet. You should be fine. It's carpet.
So, anyways, but kind of go down the lineup real quick. We have so far announced right now. We have Jason Universe. We have Fallout.
Right.
We have Monstros #3. We have Five Nights at Freddy's. And that's it for now.
For now.
We have 3 houses that have not been announced, just based on construction and everything. What those are going to be, I don't know. There's a lot of rumors out there of what they could be, which I'm very excited about. But kind of give me your top 3 hype list right now.
Like for what's been announced?
Yeah.
Oh man. You know what? Just being old school horror, the Jason Universe one, I'm really especially seeing like kind of how that facade's coming out with like the forest and everything looks really cool. So that's got to be like, I mean, that's got to be number one for me, just because again, my love of the old school horror and that style and that slasher. But you know, I think just, you know, I've watched a few episodes of the Fallout show when it was announced. I think I'm on like the 4th episode now.
Oh, cool.
And that has me really excited. Again, you know, you had said about not being horror, but you know, I'm excited to see what they do with just that world and the stuff I've seen and kind of the stuff that has been put out there as far as from Universal itself, describing what it's going to be like. I'm excited for, you know, those two are kind of like at the top of my list right there for houses that I'm excited to go through.
Yeah, and I think for me, I think number one, it has to be Fallout right now. I thought Fallout was going to come last year because it started to look like a vault where, what is it? Patient Zero was that?
Right,
Dead
right.
Exposure.
Yeah,
it started to look like a vault, so I was really excited that Fallout was going to come. It didn't. However, we got it this year in the UBE venue, which is a very, very good venue for a house. I think following that, probably Jason Universe, kind of similar point to yours. That facade, seeing how like unique it is with the forest and the fact that there's going to be a character outside, really freaking cool. And that just kind of sets the tone for the rest of the house. And then number 3, probably Monstrous number 3.
Okay.
To be honest, all female-led cast, which is pretty freaking cool, and the fact that La Llorona's coming back, so can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, you know, I think for me, I'm excited for the Monstrous house. You know, now that I know, like this is kind of like was meant to be a trilogy. I feel like I have a little more appreciation for it. I was kind of like, another Monstrous house, but just hearing the stuff involved with it and you know, just the lore. Again, I'm a sucker for lore and kind of backstory on just different cultures, like, you know, their mythological creatures, if you will. So I'm excited for that. I would say that's probably like my number 3 as far as, you know, anticipated houses coming to HHN.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for those. What about Scare Zones, man? What do you think we're gonna do for Scare Zones this year? What would you like to see? Because obviously we're gonna have the Latin one.
Right. So, man, that's tough because, you know, when you're coming out of the Parisian Courtyard, they usually typically tie in something with that house right there.
Right.
I don't know. I really would like to see if it's gonna tie in. I mean, maybe something for like another, you know, lore house, but for the future of what would be put there once the monster.
It's a difficult one because
it is. It really is.
Last year, the Lucha Libre kind of Scare Zone had nothing to do with the actual house that they had there.
With the exception of it was like more like, you know, like Mexican kind of Latin, you know, style. Because, you know, the luchadors, that, you know, that for where that drives from. So
yeah.
But it is tough. But, you know, I would like to see, you know, I don't know. I feel like with Art being there, we might get some kind of maybe a clown Scare Zone somewhere. Definitely, you gotta theme it with chainsaws because you know they're gonna have chainsaws up there. But I feel like that first Scare Zone, usually they do a pretty good job as far as you know, I guess for the lack of a better like expression of it, theming something that goes with chainsaws, because that's what's kind of is known for that first zone, is just kind of hitting you with those chainsaws and just running around, very high energy.
Chainsaw Punks last year, and it mixed well with Punk Lords or Skull Lords.
Skull Lords, yeah.
Which was good. I want to see like a more like, for example, like I really enjoyed Spirits and Demons from the East.
Yes.
That was a good one. What are a couple other good ones? I mean, Purge was a good one.
Yeah.
As much as people didn't like Purge, I thought Purge was a good one. Trick or Treat, that was a really good one.
I really like when the Purge had like the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet was really cool. The Gauntlet was really cool. But
in the plaza. That was before we got the kind of Parisian takeover.
Right. I mean, at this point, honestly, like, I mean, if we're just, because because I know Horror Nights has that relationship with Netflix. I would say like even like a Squid Games like scare zone, like with like the people dressed up and kind of running around, you know, in their masks and jumpsuits and everything. Even like that, I would be like, oh,
that'd be
cool,
really good as like a lower lot experience.
Yeah, yeah,
you know, like
for sure.
just some like promotional thing in the lower lot that you don't have to necessarily define as a zone.
Yeah.
But more like a scare opportunity,
Right.
similar to what they do with the birds.
Right.
Which I hope that the birds return.
Yeah, same here.
I would be cool to see them in the lower lot since we've seen them in the upper lot quite a bit. So it'd be cool to see them in the lower lot. They've tried lower lot before and they talk about how operations are hard in the lower lot.
Yeah.
But at least from a guest perspective, it wasn't that bad. So I'm sure there's more to it that obviously we don't know, but I would love to see a lower lot.
Oh yeah,
zone.
for sure. I mean, I would too. The issue is, and I could already like in my mind, I'm thinking about it, and I could already see like the issues as far as like, okay, so you come down the escalators, and you know everything kind of like bottles up right there, and then you got that little turn to where you start to go like towards Transformers,
Right.
and it's not long and it's not wide, and you have a lot of people like, you know, kind of crowding that area, making their way back and forth.
Yeah.
And you know, then there's like that huge. I think there's like a Starbucks or like something's right there that kind of always people are always lined up there. So I do see the difficulties in doing that. But to your point, if you put like the crows down there, they're not like really trying to run around and scare people.
No.
It's
they're
more
just
like
there for more performance.
Right, yeah. So they're just kind of walking around. They're not like running, and it's not like super like they bring a lot of energy, but they're not like trying to run and scare people where you have people running around and stuff. So I think something like that could really work down there.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'm all for like any zone, to be honest, that would work in the lower lot, regardless if it's birds or not, you know, or crows, I should say.
The murder of crows.
The murder of crows, that's right. But as far as rumors go, there are still rumors out there.
Yeah.
It looks like we're getting Scarecrow the Reaping back. It looks like we are getting Poltergeist back.
Yeah.
Those two are unofficially confirmed / unconfirmed. And then we have the big one we have in the Jurassic World queue, which a lot of people are saying in this next part of the podcast is all just rumors and speculation.
Yes.
But a lot of people are saying are WWE. And with them now introducing 2K25, a new island is what they're describing the Wyatt 6 is on.
Yep.
The facade very much looks like an island, and I really hope this is true. I would love to see the Wyatt 6 at Halloween Horror Nights this year.
Oh no, 100. You and me are huge wrestling fans, and that, you know, also being horror fans. You know, the Wyatts, the Wyatt 6, Bray Wyatt, that whole, you know, all of that genre kind of just like it fits so well with what we like. I'm you know, I was talking to my buddy John, and he had mentioned like, you know, this expansion for the game and it being on an island, and just, you know, like you see in the pictures and stuff, it looking very islandy. It's like, okay, are they gonna do something? You know, obviously they WWE, if it's going to happen, WWE and HHN have probably been in talks for a while, and they've known about this expansion and what's coming and how it's going to work, and they gave them some notes, and so I think, you know, I'm really excited for this. I really do hope it happens, because I think it would be just so awesome to see like a house showcasing the horror side of WWE and you know, specifically the Wyatt 6.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, one thing that's also a rumor right now, and this is also a non-well-kept rumor, because if you look at the Terror Tram construction right now, they're reusing all of their Blumhouse kind of entry portals, and it looks like Blumhouse is coming back, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm like one of the very few who's actually okay with this. I love Blumhouse, I really do. Did you watch Megan? I know I've been telling you I've watched Megan.
I have not seen the newest Megan.
Okay.
I've seen the first Megan. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was really good, but I have not seen the newest Megan yet.
So I definitely think that they'll want to bring Megan back to life in this tram. If it is Blumhouse, unless they're just tricking us all and they're like going to change those houses to something else.
Yeah.
But it looks like Blumhouse's Terror Tram is coming back, and any reports that you've seen online that it's confirmed, is not confirmed. I just want to put that out there right there. It's unofficial. It's just rumors suggesting and construction suggesting that it's true. But Megan 2.0 has a lot of potential in the sense of like there's different scenes that they can pull off and different kills that they can pull off on the little stages that they had Megan last year. So I definitely would love to see Megan come back. On top of that, Black Phone 2 comes out this year. Ooh. Market Black Phone 2. Probably put The Purge back again. I don't see them bringing Five Nights at Freddy's to the Terror Tram. I think that's going to get its own house.
Yeah.
But I'm honestly, like, I'm excited for Blumhouse. If it does come true for Terror Tram again, I'm okay with it. And the way that they're setting up the Terror Tram this year looks a lot different as far as its gauntlet style type of deal that they got going on.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the Terror Tram last year as far as the way they did it with the Blumhouse properties. So I don't have any issue. And thanks, Scott. Spoiler warning: people die in the new Megan movie.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
At all.
So, but you know what? If we get a different version of Megan, I'm good with that. You know, for me, I know people have whatever issues they have with the Terror Tram. I like the Terror Tram. I enjoy going through it. You know, if it's a Blumhouse repeat, the thing with Blumhouse is like they have so many things that, you know, they can add something. We're assuming, also speculating, that it's going to be XYZ, but they have so many things in their underneath their umbrella that they can throw stuff in there that maybe we don't know about, or we're gonna try this, we're gonna try that. So, but you know, Megan just coming out, also Black Phone coming out this year. I do think those are, if it does come, those would be very, you know, more, I guess, predictable properties to come because of the popularity of both those movies. So I have no issue with it.
Yeah, I think people just need to not worry about complaining and just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
Because the thing is like Blumhouse will always be around. They're not going to cut ties with Blumhouse. Blumhouse is good.
Right.
They have some pretty crappy, corny movies, but that's what Blumhouse does, and that's what you need to go in expecting. They're not going to be this amazing, you know, freaking Sinister type. Well, I guess Blumhouse made Sinister too.
You know what? I would say you kind of like, you have to know when you go see a Blumhouse movie, it could be hit or miss. But for the most part, like for me, I enjoy even the movies that aren't, you know, people don't think they're, this is that great. I have fun with them. I know what they are. I like watching them, and there hasn't been a Blumhouse movie where I'm like, that movie was just like maybe one.
There's like that Fantasy Island movie that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad.
But yeah, I don't think people should complain as much. I think that you should just enjoy.
Yes.
And I used to be one of those people who didn't like Terror Tram because I was like, it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Until they started changing it up, I thought it was pretty cool. And I liked the ability, at least for me as a photographer and like a videographer, influencer, whatever you want to call me.
You're one of those?
Yeah, exactly. I am. But I like the fact I can like take photos of Megan doing her thing and then go on to the next section and take photos of, like, for example, the freaky characters were all on their little platform, and then the grabber had his own area. Instead of me having to, like, essentially, I'd never wait in houses, but, like, and get lucky for people to jump out at me and then take a photo. Whereas this was, like, kind of like a scare zone, and I really, really like that because that made Terror Tram fun for me and made it to where I actually want to go on the Terror Tram every single night. So,
no, I mean, and it is kind of on the same boat as you. It makes it a little easier to I was like, the dog just walked in. Makes it a little easier to, you know, for us to get that little extra time to kind of get that shot or you know, take that picture. So yeah, you know, I like what they're doing, especially now that they've kind of switched stuff up from what the Terror Tram used to be, and they've added different things. I think, you know, if they keep evolving the Terror Tram, obviously it has its footprint and there's only so much they can do. But as long as they keep trying and doing different things, no complaints here.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my take on it all. Any last thoughts about Horror Nights? I mean, we're going to be filming another episode, so this we kind of just wanted to focus on Horror Nights right now.
Yeah, no, we're what about a month and a half out?
Yeah,
almost
let's
2
see.
months.
We got, what is it, July 11th?
11th.
August. Yeah, a month and a half.
Yeah.
Month and 3 weeks. So
yeah, so we're almost there. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what is announced at Midsummer Scream, which is
I think that they're going to have a heavy focus on Five Nights at Midsummer Scream because Aiello's going to be there.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be a heavy focus on Five Nights. But Midsummer Scream is, unfortunately, really close to opening night. So
Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't know how much they're going to have to talk about or save for that necessarily, but I guess we'll just have to see. It's going to be a big one, though, because Aiello will be there. That's why I
Oh, yeah,
think
for sure.
maybe they'll even talk about Horror Unleashed. Like, even though that will have already opened that same week, maybe they will talk about that and like kind of like a behind the scenes. So we'll see. It's going to be a good panel regardless. We just don't know exactly what they're going to talk about quite yet.
Or what they're going to save, or who knows what's going to happen, but it's going to be awesome.
Exactly. But I hope you guys enjoyed that episode of Haunt Talk. We're going to film another one talking all about Knott's Scary Farm, the rumors there, and the announcements that just came out of Knott's Scary Farm. So if you want to watch that, make sure you subscribe with those bell notifications on and check out our social media at Haunt Talk on Instagram. Please check us out there. And as always, check out myself, Exploring Attractions, and Rob, the Howling Hours, which can all be found down below in the description. But my name is Scott from Exploring Attractions.
And I am Rob from the Howling Hour.
And you've been watching Haunt Talk. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.